Greetings and blessings to you folks. I pray that this short video finds everybody well. I wanted to take just a few minutes to go over a few things with you that I believe the Lord laid upon my heart, so you can be apprised of what's going on, and just some reminders of things that are going on. Firstly, thank you so much for everybody's flexibility and patience as we work with the seating issues and the new chairs and everything, and I just appreciate very much everybody's flexibility in working with that. I want to remind you that this coming Sunday, we're going to have a guest. A Gideon speaker will be with us and be sharing for a few minutes, and we'll be receiving a special offering for that good ministry. They're good people, and it's a good thing. Also, our annual meeting is coming up in August. I believe it's August the 25th. And of course, everybody's encouraged to attend. We especially need you to be here if you're a member. Your vote allows things to go forward from year to year as we deal with business issues and so forth. So that's important for us. If you're along that line, if you're a long-term attender and you believe that Lakeview is your home, I would encourage you to pray about whether or not you ought to be a legal member so you can vote, so you can be on important committees and take leadership if that's necessary. I'd be glad to answer any of your questions about that. And actually, we have Asked the Pastor coming up, starting in a couple weeks, and have several questions, but one on membership would not be out of the ordinary. That could be something that we could cover. So if you're interested in that, please communicate with me. The main reason I wanted to just put this video up and communicate and save some time on Sunday, but just to let you know that this is an important time for us to be in prayer for our friends and neighbors in our country. In the past 2 weeks, there have been strange things that have happened. They're continuing to happen even now as I make this video. I don't know what will happen this afternoon even. I suggest that things will probably get even stranger in the next 3 months. I ask you and encourage you to ground yourself in the Lord, to be a person of prayer, to be a person of patience that is rooted in faith and trust in the goodness of the Lord. We are in this world, but we're not of it. And we cannot help but be in it. We cannot help but interact with the things that are going on around about us. And actually, there is a reason we're here. One of the reasons we're here is to give testimony to the Lord and to let our words and the deeds of our life represent His kingdom within, and His kingdom that He will bring to this earth. So, having said that, though, we kind of live we're citizens of another country, a higher country, a better country we've not yet seen, and our lives run parallel. And although we're here, we have a parallel existence, and that's as children of God. So, just a reminder that whatever craziness the world gets in, and even when the world does things that affect us, what the world does cannot ultimately defeat us or defeat God's purpose in our lives and through our lives. The second thing I want to just call our attention to, because so many of the things that are going on around about us are political or seem political. Please be aware that there are spiritual causes for most everything. It would be a big topic. I can't get into it now, but you'd be hard pressed to find something where there isn't some spiritual basis for it, or at least a basis for our response. So I want to warn us against divisiveness. I think that whether the people involved know it or not, the forces behind things that are going on want us to not know. And so there are misinformation, confusion, lack of information. I'm not saying it's all personally intentional, but it's just out there. And when people don't know, they tend to speculate. So we need to be careful, and we're all going to form opinions, but we need to be careful as we form opinions that one, we don't get too dogmatic in our guesses, because that's exactly what they are. And we may be right, but still we don't know for sure. Again, I reiterate this. I think that there is a purpose for our not knowing. One of those purposes is so that our trust will be in the Lord. The other purpose is so that we can be manipulated. So, one, don't be too dogmatic. And two, give grace to people who disagree with you. Because we do not know, we must not be too dogmatic. And since we cannot be too dogmatic, then we cannot be too strident with our opinions. So let's give grace. Lastly, I want you to know, and I think you already do, that God is in control. There is nothing going on that the Lord, who is Lord, if he is Lord, he is sovereign. You cannot have a sovereign God who's not in control of things. So either man is in control or God is in control. Listen to what the psalmist says in Psalm 2. Why do the nations rage and the people plot in vain? The kings of the earth take their stand, and the rulers conspire together against the Lord and his anointed one. Let us tear off their chains and throw their ropes off of us. The one enthroned in heaven laughs. The Lord ridicules them. Then he speaks to them in his anger and terrifies them in his wrath. I have installed my king on Zion, my holy mountain. I will declare the Lord's decree. He said to me, you are my son. Today I have become your father. Ask of me, and I will make the nations your inheritance and the ends of the earth your possession. You will break them with a rod, an iron scepter. You will shatter them like pottery. So now, kings, be wise. Receive instruction, you judges of the earth. Serve the Lord with reverential awe and rejoice with trembling. Pay homage to the Son, or he will be angry, and you will perish in your rebellion. For his anger may ignite at any moment. All who take refuge in him are happy. So the psalmist looks at the world and all the, manipulations and machinations and chicanery that the world does in its rebellious efforts to throw off the rule of God, and God laughs at them. And I think it's interesting that the psalmist ends with this promise that we can have refuge in the Lord, but right before that, he issues a warning. And the warning is to these rebellious kings and rulers that they will perish unless they give homage to the Son, to the King. Folks, this world may disintegrate, it may destroy us outwardly, but in Jesus Christ, we are more than conquerors. So if in these next few weeks and days the world seems upside down, just remember that the Lord's in control. Nothing can touch what God has done in your heart, and that in the end, all the rebellion and ridiculous actions of this world are cause for God to snicker, because he knows they cannot overthrow his rule. And those of us who have bowed the knee to the King of Kings and Lord of Lords have nothing whatsoever to fear. So be calm. and trust in him. Love you very much. Praying for you. God bless.